All right. LDBC. This is your boy, Coach Sheldon Harrison. You're live on the Coach Sheldon Harrison Combat Sports Show Live. Okay, guys, been listening to a lot of videos and just a lot of different things. And, and then after looking at the podcast, I guess there's a consensus that, hey, Al Haymon is the sole proprietor cause, or the majority of the cause of some of these fights not happening. I don't know. I don't know if I completely agree with that 100%. I don't know. I don't agree with it. I think Al Haymon is part of the problem, but I don't think the majority of the problem lie on him. I think it's these fighters themselves, and I think it's the guys around these fighters, that these guys, around these fighters are thinking about, like, money, and they're thinking about what they can get out of this whole thing. I think it's the fighters themselves, because I think that these fights, a lot of fights are being presented to them, and they're, just saying, well, no, I'm not ready to fight this guy. Because I remember Andre Berto coming out and saying that, hey, man, this the year Al Haymon finna make all us fight each other, man. It ain't no more this, getting paydays for these guys that you can beat. Like, I remember Andre Berto said that himself. So now I'm wondering, does that change now? Does it change? I mean, does that methodology, is it changing? And I don't know. I mean, because, Andre Berto was pretty adamant about it, and that's when he had to fight Showtime Sean Porter. So it's like, oh, okay. I don't think it's all Al Haymon. I think it is these fighters. I think some of these fights are being presented to these guys. And I think that, some of these guys, or not even the fighters sometimes, maybe it's the fighters' team that's there. Nah, we ain't ready for him right now. We gotta do a little bit more work before we do this. We gotta, I'm thinking that's the case most of the time. Now, do I think Al Haymon, have something to do with some of this? Yeah. I think these guys, I think Al Haymon probably is in over his head. I think he is, and I think that he's probably, stressed because, they gave him all that money, man. And now, he got to make a return on investment. He got to. So some of these big fights, it'll kind of, I don't know. It will be baffling to me that Al Haymon don't want to quickly make some of these big fights because of that investment money, And if people want to talk about the business side, it don't make sense why the fights, he don't want to make the fights. And then too, Keith Thurman, he's aggravating because this guy ain't never had a pay-per-view fight, okay? This guy ain't sold not one pay-per-view buy. And now, he's talking like, okay, he's the god. He's the guy in boxing. He's not. Okay, Keith Thurman is nothing. Don't know about it. Casual fans don't know Keith Thurman. They don't know who he is. If you walk up to somebody, hey, do you know Keith One-Time Thurman? Who is that? I mean, I've even asked people who fight, okay? They fight for a living. Hey, do you know who Keith One-Time Thurman is? A lot of them don't know. Unless, the person boxed, unless the female fighter boxes, they don't know Keith Thurman. The thing of it is, man, it's a lot of stuff going wrong. First of all, if Al Haymon, really wants Keith Thurman to be that kind of star, he's not being built up. He's not being built up. Don't nobody know who he is. The guy not on TV. They're not, doing advertisements. That's another thing, man. These guys, they need to be in ads. They need to be in commercials. They need to be, out there, man. At least, even if the PBC can't even do commercials, man, these guys need to be on the side of billboards. They need to be on buses. There's something, man, that the casual fan don't know these fighters. They just don't. This ain't boxing, man. When I was coming up, and all my pops could talk about was Ernie Shavers. Ernie Shavers this. Ernie Shavers this. Okay, everybody in school knew who Mike Tyson was. Everybody. You saw Mike Tyson on commercials. You saw Mike Tyson in videos. You saw him everywhere. Everybody and their mama knew Mike Tyson. That's just how it was. But it's like now these new generation and Keith Thurman thinking that, he's the guy. He's not, man. Keith Thurman is nothing, okay? He's nothing. And all it's going to take is somebody going to beat him, and then Keith Thurman he's going to retire. Okay? He's going to retire. He's going to get beat by Errol Spence. He know he's going to get beat. The guy want a payday. And after he get his payday, he's out, okay? Because I think after Errol Spence beat him so badly, he's not going to be the same Keith Thurman anyway. Heck, he ain't been the same Keith Thurman since he got married. So we know that Keith Thurman mentally is not even in the game of boxing. He ain't there. But I don't know. The purely say that it's all Al Haymon, I'm not sure about that. I think Al Haymon plays a role in this. I think he do. Because, these guys, they do have the same promoters. But, I think it's more so these guys, the team, their team around them, that's telling these guys, look, don't fight this guy. Don't do it now. Look, we're trying to get paid. We want to do this. And, I even think Al Haymon hands might be tied. Because he can advise these guys to fight. He can advise them to, like, hey, we need to fight this person. But, you know, these fighters, they do what they want to do. Now it's time for Al to recoup some of that money back to make some of these big fights. And now these guys are like, well, I don't know if I can fight this guy. I don't know about that. Nah, he's too dangerous right now. I got to wait for that fight. That fight ain't a good fit right now. You know, that's what it is. But I think the problem also lies with us, the boxing fans. I think boxing, shoot, what is this? Do I want details? I don't want no details. Get your monkey ass off the coach's screen. I think there needs to be a complete overhaul of boxing, and it's got to start with us, the fans. See, people get on here and they complain, but, you know, we still printing videos about these dudes. We still doing stuff. I mean, you know, and there's still people even who, oh, well, I'm going to boycott Golden Boy, but, you know, people still, you know, talking about Golden Boy events. And I'm not, you know, calling anybody out or putting them out there, but the change ain't going to happen, man. People just talking. Everybody just talking. I think, though, if we want to get that change, we need to start affecting these guys' pockets. And I'm talking about go deep. And I ain't even talking about just PBC. I'm talking about everybody. Every single promoter out there, man. We need to, like, send these, as Black Fight fans would say, we need to send these hoes a message. We need to send them a message. And we need to show them, man, that they're not going to just take our dollars, man, and then start ignoring what we want, our needs in the sport of boxing, okay? They're not just going to take, okay, our money and then think that that's okay, that it's okay that they can just not give us what we want as a consumer. We need to send out a message, and that message need to be very, very strong. It need to be to the fact, it need to come to the extent where they understand what we think when the money is not there. That's what they need. That's what we need. And that, y'all, that's just how it is. But I don't know, guys. I don't think it's all him. I don't think it's all Haymon. I think that there's some other factors going on into this, man. It just is. But you guys tell me what you think. This is your boy, Coach Shelton Harrison. I'm done. What are you waiting on? Subscribe.